Hey everybody, Chris the Old Ass Retro Gamer here. Today I'm going to go over not only the Microsoft Xbox games that I've picked up recently, but also the Nintendo GameCube games. I might have mentioned it before in a video, I did not like the GameCube when it first came out back in the early 2000s. I don't know why, but since I started collecting again, it's really grown on me and I really enjoy it. They have some really good games for that system. And the same goes for the Xbox. I was more of a PS2 fan back when all three of these systems were out. I did on all three. I don't know, I just always seem to gravitate toward the PS2 versions over Xbox versions, even for multiplats. I think the only ones I really would buy back then were the Xbox exclusives. I didn't really buy much else for it. I don't know why. That was weird. Towards the end, I think I did. I think when it came to like the Mortal Kombat games and all that, I would buy them over the PS2 version because I like the controller for the Xbox more. One of the features of the Xbox that I did not know of back in the day, but I just found out recently, is that it can output in HD, which for the early 2000s is unheard of because not a lot of TVs were in HD back then. Sure, there was widescreen TVs, but I never heard of HD. So I look at the features on the back of these boxes sometimes and it'll say HD TV 480p. What's that? I have no idea. I didn't even know about that until like, what, 2007-ish? So the fact that this system could put out resolution like that is amazing. And I do own a component cable which allows me to do it. And there's even games for this thing that came out that put out in 1080i, which is insane. And I do own a game that does that, Enter the Matrix. It kind of makes sense when you think about it because of all the footage from the movie that's in there. Forward thinking, Microsoft. Goddamn, that was awesome. And since I do have the capability to play these games now in HD, it's like playing these games as if they're brand new again. It is so cool. So cool. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? Starting with the Xbox games. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. Jet Set Radio Future. Awesome sequel to a Dreamcast game by Sega, which I love. The remake of Ninja Gaiden for the Xbox. Just as hard as the original Nintendo games. Seablade. SNK vs. Capcom SVC Chaos. How could I not want this? How could you not want this? If you are a collector and you don't have at least one game from the series in your collection, I don't know what's wrong with you. Tetris Worlds, Sadeki, really cool game. It's kind of like an action RPG, a lot of fun. I don't know if I'd give it the 5 out of 5 that's on the cover here from Maxim, but I think that was just based on the boobies on the cover. I know I'd give him a 5 out of 5. Speaking of boobies, Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. I know some people hate this game. I would never say this is a good game, ever. It is a fun game. I like what I see. There's a lot of titulation going on, if you know what I'm saying. There's not much to it. There's no depth. It's just buy some stuff, listen to some music. It's one of those few games where if you have music installed on the Xbox's hard drive, it'll play in the game, which is pretty awesome. It's weird listening to Static X while you're playing volleyball with these buxom babes. It just floats my boat somehow. Christy. Enclave, super cool game. I never knew about this game when it first came out. It just kind of slipped under my radar. Really fun action-y RPG, kind of dungeon crawler game. Conspiracy Entertainment, where did you go? Finding Nemo. A remake of the original Onimusha for the PS2, Genma Onimusha. It's like the Resident Evil director's cut. It's the same game, it's just things have been slightly altered just to make it slightly more difficult or easy depending on your point of view. It's really cool. The graphics definitely look better on this than they did on the PS2. Gun, which is a totally awesome Western game by Neversoft, which is the company that makes the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games, which is kind of amazing. I'm not a Western fan, but this really does it for me. It's kind of like Unforgiven, the video game, and you get to play as Thomas Jane, which is completely rad. Gladiator Sword of Vengeance. Meh. Halo 2 multiplayer map pack. Since the Xbox Live for the original Xbox isn't online anymore, obviously, I can't get any more downloads. My original Xbox had all that stuff. For Halo 2, I had all the multiplayer maps, Time Splitters, Future Perfect, all the custom maps that people had made and put online. Mech Assault 2, I had a bunch of stuff downloaded for, even Crimson Skies. All that's gone. But I'm glad that they came out with this on a physical medium because at least now I can still play those multiplayer maps that I had downloaded. So this is kind of necessary nowadays. The Matrix, Path of Neo. I do like Enter the Matrix to an extent, even though the controls are weird and goofy and kind of broken. But it's fun. I was really looking forward to this when it came out back in the day, and I did enjoy it. But I play it now, and it really bugs me because I've become like a super fan of The Matrix, even the sequels, which I know some people are kind of about. But this game, the Wachowskis like seem to revel in changing the plot of the movies just to make it fit into a video game. If that was going to be your plan, why did you even bother? Because even at the very end of the game, these little digital versions of the Wachowskis pop up and tell you, yeah, we had to change the ending of the movie just to make it work for a video game. So, sorry. And it's kind of like a slap in the face, kick in the balls. And it kind of pisses me off. So, I really can't play this game that much anymore because it just annoys the hell out of me. Nightcaster Defeat the Darkness and Nightcaster 2 Equinox. They're decent RPGs. I'm not surprised they didn't continue with the series. I mean, they could have been a lot better, but they're just kind of so-so. I'm not saying they're bad. It's just there's a lot better RPGs available on this system. Kingdom Under Fire, The Crusades, and Kingdom Under Fire Heroes. Outside of the Halo games, these are two of the most well-regarded games that are available for the original Xbox, and for good reason. They are super fun, sort of hack-and-slash, action RPG type games. A lot of fun. The graphics are awesome. The music is great. The gameplay is... it's really responsive. It's fun. The first one doesn't do HD, but the second one does, and it looks phenomenal. It looks awesome. It's just, even though they look like games from this generation, the graphics are so crisp. So much fun. I love these games. Otogi 2, Immortal Warriors. The first Otogi is kind of like a total diamond in the rough style of game. Sega was just releasing tons and tons of games for this generation, and a lot of them just kind of fell under the radar, and I feel the Otogi games did. And nowadays it's kind of making a comeback, and these games are starting to get regarded as really, really awesome games. It's kind of like playing Ninja Gaiden, but just psychotic. And it is a ton of fun. There's magic, and it's really Japanese. So much fun. Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. I'm surprised that there's not more Oddworld games out there. There was like the 2 for the PS1. There's this. I do believe there's one other one out there somewhere. But I'm surprised they're still not making games in the series. They are so much fun, and they're so oddball, hence the name, and strange and fun and creative that, I'm surprised we're still not getting games for this series. It bugs the shit out of me. Still Life, Star Wars, Jedi Outcast, Jedi Knight 2. I love this game. I played this pretty much non-stop for a couple of months. Even after I beat it, I would just boot it back up and start over and play on a different difficulty. So much fun. Kyle Katarn is probably one of those characters that I am sad I will never get to see in an actual Star Wars movie. And now these games are considered non-canon in the Star Wars universe thanks to Disney, which I think is complete bullshit because Kyle Katarn is one of those characters that I thought was fantastic. Grand Theft Auto Double Pack. It comes with Grand Theft Auto 3 and Grand Theft Auto Vice City. It has been given an HD upgrade in a 480p, which is pretty awesome. Didn't give a shit about that back then, like I've said. But nowadays, when you can play these games and they've been graphically upgraded slightly, they look really, really good. And they play just as good as I remember. They're fun. They obviously don't look as good as Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, come on. These two games were pretty awesome. I love them. I love them. Now I'm going to get into the Nintendo GameCube games. While I don't have nearly as many of those as I do Xbox, I have some really, really cool stuff here. Super Mario Sunshine. I'm probably in the minority on this one, but I really don't like this game. Can't stand it! Fuck you, Al Delfino. Rain of Fire. Wave Race Blue Storm, sequel to the Nintendo 64 game, which I still have yet to play. But I figured this is the cheaper version between the two of them right now, so I decided to give this one a shot, and it is a lot of fun. I enjoy racing games, and being a jet ski racing game, I wasn't opposed to it. I like Jet Moto for the PlayStation, so I figured why not try this one, and it is a lot of fun. Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. I already own the Metroid Prime trilogy for the Wii, so I just kind of wanted to get those because I'm a Metroid fanboy, and I wanted to be a completionist when it comes to everything Metroid, so I had to buy those, even though I already own the better versions of them for the Wii. Bomberman Generation. Ended up getting this off of Scott from Video Game Sellers. He had a sale and trade video that he had put out. I got this and Sonic Shuffle from Scott. It's fun stuff. Good times. Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. I got a 3 for, even though I know these games came out for other systems, but I got them really, really cheap off of a Facebook friend. Batman Vengeance, Batman Dark Tomorrow, and Batman Begins. Some of these games are okay. Batman Begins is kind of eh. These two are pretty cool, especially Dark Tomorrow. This one is really rad. Super Smash Bros. Melee! Yeah! The remake of Resident Evil, The Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. This comes with not only the original Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2 The Adventures of Link, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask, including a playable demo of Wind Waker, which I cannot stand. I hate Toon Link. I hate him. And lastly, then there's this little oddity. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. You wouldn't be able to play this unless you had the bongos. It's so heavy. No, it's not. It's a fun game. It's unique. You look like an idiot when you're playing it. I remember seeing Metal Jesus Rocks playing it. It's a lot of fun, and it is a very unique game, and I'm really, really glad that I got it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel. Comment. Let me know what you think about the games I've got. Ones you think I need to look for. Ones that you recommend I get. What are your favorite games for each of these systems? What are games that you think I got that are shit? What are ones that you think are awesome and you are happy that I have them now? Let's chit-chat. Converse. Share. Give the video a thumbs up if you feel like it. I would really appreciate it if you did. As always, don't forget to check out my other channel, TOASTY. It's my other show I do with my friend Josh. We talk about everything geek. Video games, movies, comic books included. Lots of stuff. A lot of great guests. A lot of field trips. It's fun. You'll love it. Trust me. So until next time, I'm Chris, the old-ass retro gamer, signing off.